We are live, I think. It's an hour and a half late, but we're gonna plow through. It seems like we're having a lot of technical difficulties. Um, and if this works at all, it'll be sort of a miracle. I was gonna show a video to kick things off, but I think instead I'm just gonna go straight to saying hello and visiting with Chris Shields, who, if I'm not mistaken, is in Switzerland. Chris, welcome to the show.
That's right. Hello.
Yeah, man. How's it going? Yeah, no
Thanks
problem.
so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Love to be here. It's going very well. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm sitting on the floor here in front of the fire, and drinking a glass of wine. Went on a nice walk today.
I'm doing pretty good. Right about 7 o'clock. When we were supposed to go on, somebody tried to steal my identity, so I called the bank. There seems to be like a pretty colossal issue with the internet connection, just slowing everything down. So that coupled with the fact that my phone happened to run out of high-speed data just as I started to try to broadcast. It was a pretty wonderful shitstorm snafu. And luckily,
dramatic.
Yeah. So all systems go. I think kind of. But anyway, it's great to see you. And we've got like a ton of questions from people who sent in videos for you. So we're gonna get to that in a moment. But otherwise, why don't you be so kind and if you're able to be generous. As people are filing in and tuning in, give us a rundown of what's been going on in your world.
What's been going on in my world? Well, I'm up here in Switzerland, high up in the mountains, to half escape lockdown in Copenhagen, Denmark, the capital city where I usually live, and partially to help out my folks up at their farmhouse up here. I grew up in Switzerland, about 2 hours from here, and it's always nice to be home. But in general, let's see, still chipping away at kind of going on Arctic expeditions, which is a pretty unexpected turn in my life, but been very involved in going to like extreme northern climates to help climate scientists with their research. Otherwise, being more and more involved in kind of holding it down in Copenhagen and making more of a decision to stay and to be there and to be involved in stuff, and kind of come with a somewhat misguided but somewhat good approach of like American underground, like Baltimore noise context, coming to the complete 180 opposite of Scandinavia. So it's all a whirlwind. I have a good time with it.
Yeah, you want to go into further detail and describe between those two worlds.
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons for sure. I moved to Denmark kind of on a whim, basically like a coin flip. I was so done with living in Baltimore. I spent my whole life in Europe apart from that. And I had been on tour and played some really fantastic shows in Copenhagen before, so I knew there were some people kind of doing the same thing. But it's a very different experience. Showing up somewhere for a night and doing what you do in front of people and expecting that they do the same thing, which is not the case at all, for better or for worse. It's a very, very different place. And I think the first year or two, I've been there for almost 7 years now, but coming with an expectation that things are going to be the same or things are going to be kind of recognizable at all, you know, if people show up wanting to make and listen to harsh noise, you can kind of expect a certain thing until it's the polar opposite. You either have to, you got to do some mental scrambling to be like, this is not, you know, at first sight, this is like the least cool thing I can imagine, and then second sight, okay, you know, maybe I can work with this, and then now I'm like, you know, this is as good as it gets. But I feel like the biggest difference is, I mean, the most like front of the paper answer is that there's like no struggle in the same way. If you want to be an experimental musician, there's so much funding available, and I just know so many full-time artists who have like kids and a house, and they spend their time making records or painting, and are living very comfortably. And I'm not complaining at all. I mean, that's like a pretty ideal system to be put in place, but it means that there's just a very different flavor to why people are making work and kind of taking a lot for granted.
That's so different that I honestly don't believe you. I honestly can't even conceive of that being actually true. That's how far out of my fucking wheelhouse that is. Speaking of polar opposites, we got a question from Narrowly Armstrong for you. Regards the Antarctic.
I have this memory of listening to a radio station based in Antarctica on that Radio Garden app. And the station pretty much exclusively played the Beach Boys. Now, when I went to check it recently, there is not a single radio station from Antarctica on the app. Am I crazy? Is this not actually a memory? Or are you aware of this station? Have you heard it? And is this something that's maybe seasonal whenever research groups come in? Can you shed light on this?
All right. So the question was, when she was listening to radio group, she would pick up the Antarctic radio stations that plays almost exclusively Beach Boys. And she was wondering if you had any insight into the nature of these radio stations. She would go back intermittently and find if the stations are not broadcast. They only exist to accommodate workers who are there at specific times of the year.
I can speak to like Northern Arctic Command Outpost Radio, which is fantastic. I was just at the Space Force base near the North Pole for a while, like 2 months ago, and I really wished that I had like still have access to the radio station there, because not only is it like public access, but it's exclusively for the people who work there. And so they don't have to worry about licensing. They don't have to worry about, you know, jumping through any hoops. It's just like pure freedom FM, but in a way that kind of appeals to people who are living in extreme, remote, harsh conditions. It's just like the best of classic rock radio with like kind of blown out country YouTube rips with like interviews of people talking to each other, completely sporadic hours. That's been my only kind of close relationship with local kind of outpost radio, but I was a huge fan. It doesn't surprise me at all that there was one that was mostly Beach Boys. I love that.
Do you want to talk at all about your newspaper project?
Yes. During lockdown, I had no option to leave town, which has been great. I travel a lot, always have kind of moved around quickly, and being stuck was a joy in being like, from the very beginning, I really used this opportunity to strengthen like this could be such a powerful thing to kind of dedicate to, and the newspaper was just kind of, I mean, it was just a chance to make something tangible Danish, and I'm going to go start printing it next week and distributing it for free. This first issue is mostly about hobby tunneling, which is the phenomenon of people digging holes for fun rather than for any purpose, and just how obsessive it gets. And there's a kind of the main feature of the newspaper right now is a list of just like times in history when someone has discovered to have like their life's work was digging a hole and they've never been able to describe why or what the purpose is, and just how unsatisfying it is. Like, you know, a truck will fall through a street. One's been spending doing this, you know, this is illegal. You're risking like life in jail, and you've like broken your body into pieces doing this. Like, why? And there's always just the kind of like shrug universally from like everyone that spends their life doing it. It's kind of like one person said they would just refer to it as a shortcut. Someone else said exercise, and like always the outsiders are like super frustrated by their answers, which I think is just phenomenal. But the newspaper is a way for people to share things like that. There's been some really excellent contributions, and I'm very, very excited to start printing it. A friend of mine and I are starting to screen print it next week in absurd format. I mean, it's like super poster sized newspaper that we're just gonna kind of drop around town. Yeah, very exciting.
Sweet. So you can't hear the questions. I'm gonna have to relay in questions to that come.
What if I tune into the live stream?
That would probably be a disaster.
Okay.
But you could try. But I think there's also a significant delay as well. We're saying here it's being broadcast and it's being received. So without further ado, we have a question from Andy.
Why would a USA friend have your Danish phone number unless we've physically hung out in the last couple years on Euro turf?
So why would a USA friend have your Danish phone number if you haven't hung out in the United States or in Europe together?
What's the question?
Let's play the video.
Why would a USA friend have your Danish phone number unless we've physically hung out in the last couple years on Euro turf?
A friend of mine and I are starting to screen print.
It's a deeply confusing question. Why would an American friend of yours have your Danish phone number? Period.
I know what's going on here. I got like a surprising text message from an unknown number who there was an advanced game of 20 questions going on over the span of weeks where I tried to figure out who it was, and I never did. And I think my last text message to this unknown number was, why would a USA friend have my Danish phone number if they've never been to Europe and if we haven't hung out in several years?
Okay, so in that way, I'm assuming you're finally getting the answer to this.
Please tell me who it is.
Oh, that was Andy. Andy Stores. Yeah. Mystery solved. Oh, we're gonna move on to Reese in Berlin. He's got a question for you. It's pretty straightforward.
Hi, Chris. Greetings from Berlin. It's Reese. I want to know if you've heard any good jokes recently. Got any good zingers?
Reese asked if.
Bye.
Sorry to interrupt. Reese asked if you've heard any good jokes lately, and have heard any zingers. He's greeting you from Berlin.
Oh, fantastic. I actually just had a long conversation about how untranslatable jokes are, and my main language in the past couple months has been Danish. And I'm at my parents' house right now, and I tried to relay some Danish jokes, and it went horribly. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But God, I love hearing a good joke. I don't know, Jeremy, have you heard good ones?
No, not so
No,
much.
not so much.
Honestly. In my house, we just say things that are generally extremely mean-spirited, and that makes us laugh. We just volley those kinds of things back and forth. That's the New England way. That's the New England way. But moving on, let's talk about your tape project that you've got up your sleeve.
Yeah, very much in the same style as the newspaper. I wanted to churn out like a local sound tape project, kind of like library music style, made to order, where I would go out and record 20 minutes of audio from different situations locally around town. And after I sort of had this idea kind of half asleep and started talking to people, the ideas have just been rolling in. And they're kind of split between music, ambient sound, and other, maybe, without going into too much of a list of the ideas, but started getting some contacts together and starting to make some recordings. But I think the first batch is there's like a neighbor of mine who plays a music box out in the courtyards of old buildings. And he's like third generation music box player who, you know, he has the classics in like an ancient box, and it just sounds beautiful. But his machine, he's like retrofitted to have like a MIDI driver that operates the organ. So he can like type in with one hand like a 3-digit MIDI number and then crank out just like ABBA or something in the backyard through his grandfather's pipe organ, and it's really beautiful. We get like 20 minutes of that. I want to put them out in batches of 5 tapes. So depending on how possible it is, one of them is like 2 local ping pong experts playing a game of ping pong with either sides of the table mic'd, contact mic'd, and parabolically. Another one is like a local erotica writer narrating a, you know, erotic fiction that she's written. One of them is a grindcore band who practices in this garage nearby. One of them is an oboe player who has like a practice space over my friend's studio. Things like this that I think it would be great to just get. All of them are 20 minutes of audio. And there's a huge list of things that I want to get done. And they're going to be made to order. So if anyone wants one of these, you know, there's a catalog that's out. If anyone's interested in hearing one of these, it'll be easy to fire them through the dubber, and then have like a letter pressing kit to just be able to stamp the title on and get it out there. That's been another thing to be especially sort of grounded in the neighbors, and getting out what people are making, and kind of feel good about sharing.
How can people get a look at the catalog?
Well, I haven't started putting them out yet, so I guess the details are forthcoming, but I'll get the word out when they're ready to be shared.
You got a question from Jessica, and I'll repeat it.
Hey, Chris. My question for you is if there's been an event or a change in your life that has threatened your self-concept, and how have you worked to fix things, or how are you working to fix things?
Has there been an event in your life to challenge your self-concept? And then follow up. How have you worked to change or better the circumstances following that?
It's a great question.
From Jessica.
Change self-concept. Like how I feel about who I am.
Yeah. how you think about it.
Might have to pass on that one, or maybe come back to it.
Yeah.
I feel like who I don't know. I don't think that I have like a concrete idea of who I am, or at least like I try not to. Maybe it's something that I don't like to think about, I guess. I don't know. It's like it's 2:30 in the morning right now, and it's funny even thinking back on like a couple hours ago of being like energetic or running errands or something. I kind of enjoy that I am not too self-aware in that regard. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe something to bring up with Jessica next time you see her in the real world.
Gladly. Looking forward to it.
Let's talk about synthesizer design.
Yeah. Excellent. Is that something you've tried?
No. Not so much. I've started projects and handed them off to Forgus or Jacob Brendas and implored them to finish them. There's certain not so much. But it looks like that you've got a few on your plate.
Yes, it is maybe my main project and has been for the last couple of years. And it's funny because this is something that I never talk about. So this is a cool opportunity to tell people, like, the thing that I spend the most time out of anything, including making music, doing, has been designing the ideal synthesizer from the ground up. And I've come leaps and bounds, always changing my mind, always kind of starting over. But the last 2-3 years have been pretty serious about the vision. And I've come up with some things that are working pretty well. It's been a lot of this is my hobby tunneling. Maybe this is one thing I was never big into synthesizers. I never had them. I never used them making music. But once I started building them, it was like the sort of model train reality kicked in, and it was all that I wanted to do. It was completely obsessive and kind of unhealthy at points, of just like the amount of detail and the amount of time I would spend kind of straining my eyes and my hands, building things and testing things and reading about stuff. But I'm very happy with where I'm headed now. The dream is to make like 10 of them within the next year, maybe 2 years, and give to friends and family and get some feedback. But I'm going to keep it real short because I don't want to bore the audience. Maybe one of the reasons I never talk about synthesizers is that I always get bored when people tell me about details of synth projects. That's not always true, but half of it is based on microphones, external inputs, and feedback of rooms. So there's this Danish artist, Knud Victor, who he spent most of his life in France doing sort of experimental sound for movies. But someone like went into his house, he was invited there and was like watching him mix. And they had seen that he had a mixing board set up kind of like in his living room, this very small hut that he had in the countryside of France. And long cables kind of running everywhere around the property. So he had microphones like up in trees and up like, you know, super far away out in fields and down in holes, like rabbit holes, and one by the creek, and several like in his house. And he would sit with headphones on and just like listen to like 8-9 different sources of sound. And the kind of recordings that he was able to make with this and the kind of detailed compositions are just fantastic. And I think that, and seeing a picture of Eleanor Radice set up when she made like my favorite records, it's like this attic room that she had as her studio. And there's a speaker set up, a microphone, a mixer, and then like a small kind of reel to reel next to it. And I mean, she wrote like a couple lines about her process, but like 100% was just listening to what was going on in the room. And the composition came after like hours and hours and hours and hours of just getting very, very familiar with the sound that was outside of the tools used to make the music. So one of the 3 cases that I'm almost finished with now is a box to basically do that. Many external inputs and very, very specific way to zoom in or zoom out on different tonal qualities of what you're working on, with ways to feedback any of the inputs into various output drivers. So you can set up an array of speakers, or you can have contact mics next to something else and control exactly the way a third source will move through the room and be fed back into microphones. And this is something that I've only recently, I mean, I don't have access to my lab or my workshop anymore right now because of COVID. But in the hours that I've had playing with this thing, I've just had the time of my life. It rewards a lot of very, very patient kind of sitting with instruments, which is it's what I love to do.
I was trying to. Did you talk about the spectral magnifier?
Oh, the spectral magnifier is a different device that's kind of like a vocoder or like a graphic EQ. But instead of fixed frequencies, you can tune musically accurate scales or specific intervals or any sort of natural resonance of the room that you're in, and be able to control each one of these filters from wideband to narrowband to self-oscillating. So the spectral magnifier is a very large, very thin synthesizer case that allows you to pull out specific tonal qualities from any input sound. This is also something that I've just spent maybe 100 hours just sitting with, which is a huge breakthrough. As someone who's always building synthesizers, I stopped wanting to keep building, which says a lot for me. But this is a tool to listen and a tool to compose. I'm very excited, very, very excited to share it with people.
Excellent. I think that's on brand for 2022, the year of precision and discipline. I wanted to move on to the next question.
Hello there, Duncan from Baltimore here with a question. Chris, could you in short describe the concept of Popeye Reality and give us maybe the most Popeye Reality event that occurred in your life this past year?
So Duncan has a question. He wants you to describe an example of or describe what Popeye Reality and then give an example if there is one something in your life that is Popeye Reality.
Phenomenal question. Popeye Reality is a term that myself and several other friends started using a couple years ago to describe things in our life that we would see that mirrored the live action Robin Williams Popeye movie directed by Robert Altman. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. But in the kind of exaggerated way that everything sort of looks like a kind of crooked seaside town, but Robin Williams' forearms are sort of 9 times the size that they would be, or the kind of style that someone would be mopping and kind of mop up someone's plate of spaghetti in the same swoop and not even notice. That's Popeye Reality. And I love it. Every chance I get to sort of bring that a little bit closer, I'm a huge fan of. God, what was something recently that happened that's a good example of Popeye Reality? Does anything spring to mind for you? Kind of comically exaggerated recent event?
Nothing comes to mind. Not a thing. I can't. I'm completely redlined right now with trying to on the fly fix this show. But
Gotcha.
yeah, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there. It looks like the YouTube chat is lively and people are typing away. We got some viewers.
Excellent.
If anybody on the chat wants to ask a question, you could try. I'm not really sure like how up to date and in real time the chat is with the broadcast, with the receiving, etc. But moving on. I wanted to touch on and spend some time talking about your work in climate science, and your expeditions to the Arctic.
Yeah. I mean, basically the extent of my formal training is building synthesizers and repairing like broken mixers and stuff, pedals that people would give to me in my old house in Baltimore. This sort of approach to kind of like, you can fix most things that are broken if you just spend enough time kind of breaking them more, led me to be a technician for a climate research team for the Danish government that does monitoring of the Arctic. And because they use mostly custom and very, very specific scientific equipment, they need someone who can go out and be very uncomfortable and, use a pair of scissors and a multimeter and whatever you can kind of find at arm's reach to fix mysterious looking electronics. And this is like some Karate Kid shit. I mean, this is kind of the perfect situation for me. And so, I mean, that was maybe 5 years ago that I started doing that and just kept going down the rabbit hole. So I love it. It's extremely exciting. And I spend, every couple months when it's not dead winter in the high Arctic, fixing stuff, flying in helicopters and driving nasty trucks. It's a dream.
That's incredible. We're gonna play another question. Questions from Alex Tominski in Philadelphia.
Hey Chris, buddy, how are you? Oh, that's great. I'm probably guessing you know what I'm going to ask you, but do you have any plan in following through with that deal that we made? Now, I understand that you're a bit busy now, but is that something that you're considering? All right. Best wishes.
He sends you his best wishes, but he also wonders if you have any plans for following through on that deal that made with him.
Yes, I absolutely do. I know exactly what he's talking about. God, what was this? This is probably 6 or 7 years ago, if not longer. I was standing with Tominski in a parking lot, and there's a plastic cup overturned on its side on the complete opposite side of the parking lot. And I handed him a stone, and I said if he could throw the stone kind of in an arc across the entire lot and knock over this plastic cup, then I would go adopt a dog from the local kennel immediately. And it was big talk, and it was a little bit too ambitious for me, because anyone who knows Alex Tominski knows that he can achieve feats like this with little or no effort. So just like he was born for it, he threw that stone and knocked over the glass. I wasn't ready to adopt a dog. It would have been pretty irresponsible of me to do that at the time. But I was thinking the other day, actually, that although I might have implied that it was going to be the same day, I fully intend to adopt a dog. And I fully intend to think about Alex Tominski and his arm when doing so.
We have a question from Ida, and I almost don't want to play it because her question is so quiet. And her delivery is such that I would have a pretty hard time accurately relaying to you what she said and the gist of what she was trying to get across. I'm gonna play it for the benefit of people who are watching, and then I'll do my best to relay the information to you. And I apologize to Ida in advance. And I don't want to misrepresent you. Here is the video.
Hi Chris, I want to ask you about the snow, what it makes you remember and what it makes you forget, and also what you would like that came to touch each other when the snow melts away.
So from Ida, you get the question of she wanted to ask you about the snow and what it makes you remember and what it makes you forget.
That's also a great question. I mean, she's referring to the fact, I assume, that I spend a large majority of the year around a lot of snow, either in Greenland or here. There's currently a lot of snow around me. Snow is amazing. I mean, it's like the void maker. It makes everything completely silent. It makes you have night vision. I am able to like navigate walking in the woods in like the middle of the night here because of its reflections. The question was what it makes me remember and what it makes me forget.
Yeah, I believe so.
I guess it makes me remember it's like being patient, being subtle. There's like a different kind of silence. I don't know if you got, maybe it's completely unimportant, but had some pictures of, no, let's not get into that. But take my word for it. Sometimes in Greenland, you're surrounded by snow in every direction. If you get dropped off by helicopter in a place where there's no mountains, there's no features or anything besides 24-hour sun and snow in every direction, it's hard to describe what it immediately does. I'm not enough of a poet to be able to give like a one-word answer about what it helps me remember. But I definitely forget a lot of the stuff that I don't care about. A lot of the stuff that I don't want to hold on to. Yeah. Helps me prioritize. I guess that's my answer.
Chris, speaking to you is almost like speaking to a person who lives on another planet. It's a fantastical realm, or maybe from a different time altogether. We got a request from the YouTube chat to see your lab. Is that a possibility?
Yes, I'd love to, but not currently. I'm currently sitting on the floor of my parents' farmhouse. My lab is in downtown Copenhagen, where I'll be returning to on Sunday. And I got confirmation today that I have direct access to my lab. I love it there, and I would love to show anybody around.
Cool. I'm gonna get you a question from Eli Mulholland.
You're one of my smartest friends. and one who has worked very close to the North Pole. Spiritually, what shape is the Earth?
Eli, he asks you. First off, he says that you're one of his smartest friends. And he wanted to know from your perspective, spiritually, what is the shape of the Earth?
Spiritually, what is the shape of the Earth?
Yes.
Boundless. No spheres, not talking spheres. Inside, outside, every direction.
There you go. Let's talk about some of the music releases that got slated coming up in the past even. Let's talk about them.
Gladly.
Yeah. Walk me down this road. If you would be so kind.
Would love to. Still, I guess, still jamming solo. Mostly making music with my friend Alexander Holm, one of my closest buddies. Making music concrete and having a wonderful time with it in Copenhagen. We have a duo called Vid Edda. We have a couple records and tapes out, including one on Gunt's fantastic Anathema Archive label. We have an LP coming out next year on a local label called Polychrome. Making music with Alexander is especially satisfying because we have very little in common in terms of background or interests, and no overlap in musical reference. We started making music because of a misunderstanding. Neither of us kind of knew that we were going to be collaborating, and then suddenly we were. He comes from a completely different background in every way possible. He grew up in a meditation community, and his relationship to experimenting with music is one that's without judgment at all, and is truly in the nature of experimenting, and he's unafraid to go in any territory. He's an absolute joy to make music with, but composing and recording improv music is very difficult. I don't think I want to go too far into that, but we have a good time. We play as much as we can. We like to have a lot of fun with the format. We like to call people on the phone during our sets, play games, have fun. Solo, there are some reissues coming out of 2 old releases, one possibly an LP on No Rent Records of a tape that I did last year. And otherwise, I'm always churning out some new ones. That about sums it up.
But you mentioned that you had some difficulties completing the last record. Is that true? And what were the circumstances?
Yeah, it's once the pressure's on, if someone says that they want to release an LP, and you're making improvised, playful music with a friend, it's really difficult to put like a start and an end on any of that, or it's sort of to make a compilation that doesn't feel forced, or you don't want it to play like a best of compilation of like a bunch of band practices that you had. There's also the difficulty of just like talking too much about something, having a lot of conversations that become super abstract, and then suddenly, needing to zoom way back and being
Hey, Chris,
like, what the fuck is this
my
even
question
about?
for you.
Like,
Why
if we're
would
trying
a
to share something that's
USA
abstract,
friend
like why even make music about it?
have your Danish phone number?
Recording music is hard, especially, I like to be a perfectionist with my own music, or I like to sort of be very, very, very time consuming and like really get into details. it's a whole different ballgame if it's a collaboration.
Why would a USA friend,
for a lot of reasons,
have your Danish phone
making
number?
playful music as recorded form in something that's very formal is
Hi, Chris.
a nightmare, I think.
Hello there, Duncan from Baltimore here with a question.
Yeah.
Having like an
Hey Chris, buddy, how are you?
issue right now,
Hi, Chris.
and I apologize.
You're one of my smartest friends, and one who has worked very close to the North Pole.
Hi, will you sing me a song?
All right. Well, here's a question from Shinada. Here is a video. Chris.
Hi, will you sing me a song?
She asked if you would sing her a song.
I would love to sing her a song.
All right, excellent.
Emily, call me. I'd love to sing you a song.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, Harris, get it together, man. Now's not the time to have an emotional moment about laptop issues. But I have to confess, I'm having a hard time focusing on the conversation. And
What's going on with the laptop?
If I knew, I'd fix it. but I think it's just one of those things where it works and then it doesn't, and then you're not quite in the position to fix the situation on the fly. But anyway, you can't see the show. So there's moments where the camera angles are changing, and different videos are getting flown in. There's all kinds of stuff. Just to give you enough. I think we have one more question from a video. And I'm gonna roll it now. It's from Marilee.
I have this memory of listening to a radio station based in Antarctica on that Radio Garden app. And the station pretty much exclusively played the Beach Boys.
Of course, we've already heard that question. I don't know. It's just an example of how I guess I don't can't keep the old mental in check. I apologize.
It's all good.
Chris, I'm actually pretty blown away by all the information you've been sharing with me. I had no idea. There's like an affinity that I feel for a certain group of people living in Baltimore at a specific time. When I was passing through a lot, you are part of that. Although I acknowledge that I didn't really know all that much about the details of your life, and to learn more about it, pretty fascinating. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity, honestly, to just hear what you've been up to and what you've been thinking about. And I wish we had more time. But I feel like I'm going to cut things a little bit shorter than I would normally, just because the video looks so bad and the audio is insanely choppy. But I do want to express my appreciation and gratitude for staying up so late and for joining us and giving us so much information about your life, your personal life.
The pleasure is all mine, Jeremy. I'm honored to be here, and I had a very good time. I know it's been a ripper of a night, technically, but I'm still having a very good time. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Folks, we have Larva from Tennessee coming up next. And she's joined by her friend Michael. When you're going out doing the DIY thing, when you're a kid or an older person, one lesson I used to give to the folks who go out and rip gigs. It's like never let them see you sweat. Never get on the mic and be like, oh, my gear's not working. I don't know what to do. But this isn't a fucking basement. This isn't a fucking DIY show. This is just a guy in a room talking into laptop screen. And with that, I'm gonna welcome Larva to the show. As soon as I unmute her. Oh my god. This fucking hell yeah, let's unmute her. Yeah, it's on.
Thing on? Check. Hey guys. Welcome. Thanks for letting us use your house.
Yeah.
Last minute switcheroo here. Change of venue. And we would like to invite the audience to participate if we can. We need a little help tonight. We're gonna work with what we got here as far as the technology goes. I found myself in a real pickle. You guys might be able to relate, where I got all these tapes, these tapes and after a while, these labels, you run out of information. Drawing a blank here. I'm just gonna pick out some of these tapes. Does any of these look familiar to you, Michael? Like, okay, so this obviously,
that one has a label
I
on
know. Okay, well, this one is like, okay, we start with. I think this is a cubicle tape.
Okay.
But I'm not, I've got it matched with this cube, but I can't really tell. So y'all let me know if you can hear this tape. Jeremy, let me know how it's coming out. This is the one that I think is the cube, but yeah. Just rest your ears upon the sounds.
What do you think it was?
Cubicle?
I don't know.
Let's let it go for a minute.
Okay.
I think it is. I think it is.
It sounds like very kind of like power electronics and very heavy.
All right. Yeah, but there's little melodies, little things from it. Let's flip it and see what's on the other side. Hold on.
That sounds more like the cubicle I know.
This is ancient cube too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
probably cubicle.
That's kind of our test run here.
Great.
How's it sound, Jer?
Loud and clear. Loud and proud.
So,
great.
Good. Okay, so
cool.
This, Jeremy, look at this. Guys, can you see this tape? What is it? Okay, this is what I have to work with. I got a buffet here. So just call in anytime.
Put the number on the screen.
No, I think he's got it all.
He's got it worked
figured out there.
Yeah.
But here's the one I just showed you. Okay, no, there's nothing on here.
No, there's nothing. Was there no label on the tape when you got it? Or you don't know?
I believe that's all I have. What about this one? Doesn't that look familiar? That looks so familiar.
I don't know. I feel like I've had 20 tapes that are like that though.
Ooh.
What is this?
Sounding good. I'm gonna bring it closer to the screen.
Yeah, bring it.
Wow, I'm liking this tape. I don't know what it is.
Sounds like Pink Reason or something. You know them? Or like.
There's vocals.
Yeah.
Is that Jeremy?
Is that you? I don't think so. Maybe?
No, that's not.
That's
not me.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next.
It wasn't you. Okay.
That was good though.
It was good.
Wasn't it?
It was good.
Should we let? Is it Sarlacc? Hold on.
Oh, you know what? It could have been actually.
Sarlacc.
Maybe. His voice is. I can't tell. It could be. It easily could be.
Alright, well, we're on to number
It's possible
3.
Russians are like that one.
That's our best
Possible.
guess. This is going to be a hard one, guys. This is like all-star. We do have prizes.
Yo, yeah.
We'll get into that a little later on in the
Yeah, stay tuned.
broadcast.
Stay tuned.
This is a real,
That's a tough
real
one.
jammer.
It sounds like it came from Dayton.
Okay. It's our best guess so far.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. I'm really curious about this red one. Red splatter.
Yeah, it looks like it's got blood on it. But I don't think it really is blood.
This is a new purchase. I feel like it's too new for me to have forgotten.
It kind of looks like peppermint, too.
All right. That one's impossible.
Yeah, that's the tough
I'm
one.
very curious about that with Sarlacc sounding. All right. This is a red splatter.
Yeah. Oh, could this be that bubble?
Sure.
He's always got those like squelchy, squirty noises, you know.
I mean, not always.
Frequently.
Shout out to the new head boggle on Ratskin Records. It's like, guys, go gals, go get it. I don't know about this one. All right.
I mean, I love it. I'll take that
flipping it.
if you don't want it.
I'm flipping it, and then we might move on. But so this is, taste of my life. Everyday problems.
You hit pause.
I know it's hard to. Oh no, it's stuck.
Oh shit. I guess that's it.
That's fine. So, next on our agenda, we're gonna have Michael try something I've been wanting him to try a long time. Can you go get?
Yeah.
So, I've been worried that they're gonna hurt his little teethies, and
Yeah, peanut butter.
so I challenge him. I want the other one.
The other one?
Yeah. We're challenging each other tonight. Try new things, Take a chance.
Take a chance.
Let us know how it goes with your team.
Okay.
We're here for you, if you feel like you can't handle it.
Well, don't just
You
watch
try
me.
it first. And if you can't handle the cold, then I'll finish
pretty
it
cold.
for you. Yeah, but you just bite it off.
I did though. I can't bite into that. It's like
That's fair.
frozen. I can't bite through that. I'm sorry. I mean, I just have to let it warm up a little bit.
Yeah, all right. Well, so are you ready to
You
do
want me to
some-
try one more time? Bite
Yeah,
hard into
yes,
it? Okay.
We're gonna make some
Okay,
phone calls.
that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Can't hurt you.
Put some people on the phone. People on the phone. You could call him. I think the screen. I think the screen is frozen on YouTube. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Well, I'm eating a banana right now, a frozen one. And we can't see it.
Right.
It's not that bad. I thought it would be like a popsicle, which I don't like to bite into because it really hurts my teeth. But it's not as bad as a popsicle.
So while we're having some frozen treats here, we're doing some cold calls. And no one will know.
Yeah. Well, they can hear us,
it's
though.
frozen. Well,
right?
I don't know.
I think they can still hear us.
I don't think I have Rob's number, though. Wait, son.
Yeah.
I think he's dead already. Echo. Hello.
Okay, Rob's number is. Oh wait, I accidentally just called him. Oh yeah, sorry. Stay tuned, everyone.
There
are. I'm trying to find it.
So, what do you think, banana on the?
It's not bad.
Scale,
It's not bad. I'm gonna keep. Okay, ready?
Keeping it going here, guys.
All right, cold calling. Cold calling.
Doing a cold call. I have a hard time calling people on the phone. I'm 3 years behind on my friendship connections, and you guys being here tonight really inspired me to take baby steps out into the world. Oh,
You didn't answer.
We'll try again.
You gonna try again?
Try some other folks.
You can try again.
I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy over there. On
Should we try
that side. I'm calling you.
Oh, okay.
Doing some more cold calls, guys. Hope you're still with us here.
Yeah, who knows?
We lost one of them.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Larva.
What's up?
Am I on the air?
I hope so. We might be frozen in time.
What's up?
Someone's calling me. Oh, it's Rob.
Here's his chance.
I wish I could do like a 3-way situation.
Well, could be possible.
I don't know. It's been a minute since I don't know how to 3-way call anymore.
Yeah.
But I need to do a mental health check-in with you, Jeremy.
How are you?
All right. I'm pretty good. New year, new you.
Where are you?
I'm in the Middle Tennessee area.
Okay, cool.
The Nash. Yeah.
And everything's going okay?
It's going. Are you traveling or are you in St. Louis?
I'm traveling. I'm actually in Providence at this moment.
What? Did you hear that? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's up in Providence?
Well, I'm out here for work, buying records, but
hell yeah.
I've been up in. I was actually in Connecticut before this, and now I got to go back up to northern Mass tomorrow morning. So this was the middle ground, I think.
Nice.
So,
I think Ren Schofield told me that nothing good ever happens in Connecticut. I don't know because I've never been there.
Yeah, you have. We got picked off a private beat there.
Oh, we did?
Uh-huh.
Tell me more. I don't remember.
It was in like 2006.
Yeah.
On that big nurse tour. And we found a private beach. We found a beach in Connecticut, and it turned out to be a private beach. And all these people's houses were like on the beachfront.
I have like no memory of this. but that makes sense.
And they got
sure.
mad and yelled at us. And we had to leave.
Well, I'm glad you answered your phone, Jer.
Yeah.
Jer to Jer.
It's been a minute. And I was thinking recently that you and I need to play music together again soon.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to come up sometime, so we'll
come
be in
up
touch.
anytime, or I'll come down there.
I'll wait till you're in town.
Yeah, I'll be down there soon.
All right.
Most likely as soon as I'm back in the Midwest. But I definitely miss you, and I miss playing music with you.
Aw, shucks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Keep on keeping on. I love you.
Love you too, and say hi to everybody. And
Will do.
I'll see Harris and some Providence people soon.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Word. Bye.
Okay.
Happy trails.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Fuck yeah. Cold calls. Jeremy's rock solid guy. Answers the phone. All right. So, do we do any more cold calls? We got cold bananas left.
Kevin?
Yeah, let's see. Do you know,
He knows Kevin.
well, do it. Do it. Jeremy, do you have Bridget's number?
Annuity? Yeah.
Oxford?
Oh, Oxford, no.
Oh, I'm just like calling the locals. Oh, Kevin Cunningham's on the line.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah, Jeremy. I mean, Kevin.
What's going on? Reading and watching TV?
Yeah.
What you watching? What you reading?
I'm reading the Marvel Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching nothing right now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Hi, Kevin.
That's Larva.
I love
Um,
you. Let's hang out.
Okay.
Okay.
how's the Marble Swarm?
What's that?
It's a book he's reading.
Oh.
I'm a little over halfway through.
Yeah. I couldn't finish that one.
I mean, I've read a lot of erotica on the internet that's better written and has the better stories, so.
Ooh.
Michael, your hair's looking really good right now.
All right, Kevin. I thank you, buddy. I love you, and I'm going to talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
Aww.
Kevin
Yes.
Cunningham. He's a good guy.
Does everybody see Michael's hair? How are you feeling about it?
I don't think it looks good.
And you want a haircut?
I do want a haircut.
You think we could do a little snip?
I think so.
For the people?
I'll put this over there. Or
Yeah. Take care of it. Well, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
We got eyes and ears on Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Come have a sit down. Let me see what you got here.
Okay.
Can you see what's happening?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see if we can just help the situation. I'm not gonna be able to get under there.
That's okay.
What are we going
Just put it
for
at the
here?
top. I don't know. Let me give it a shot.
Yeah, you wanna go for it?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
So,
You tell me which way to go, okay?
all right. Feel free if anyone wants to call in and help out.
Yeah, if you want to call in and give directions of which way I should cut
you look
or where.
You look real weird right now.
Yeah.
Here, scoot.
Yeah,
Scoot
scoot over.
it up
Oh
a
shit,
little
the
bit.
fire table.
No,
Is it okay?
up is what we're doing. Yeah,
There you go.
that's good.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
Oh man, I'm afraid I'm gonna cut my fingers.
You're doing great.
Am I?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's play a little tape while we do that.
Yeah.
Still really bugging me about those tapes. I guess I'll never
Yeah.
know.
I got Motley Crue over there.
Yep, I heard that. is a mix that
Will you
Ryan
sing me a
King
song?
made me. Shout out to Ryan King.
Shut up.
We tried to call Rob.
Yeah, we tried to.
Collective. Crooked Branch. God damn it. It's a cool label. You want to talk about Hit with the Joke Hammer? Because
No.
I'm kind of confused about it.
What's confusing about it?
Like, who is it?
Oh, it's me.
But you're not also Pale Snail now?
No, I am. I'm that too. I'm both.
You just like.
My arm's starting to hurt.
I've only cut your hair once before, and
You fucked
I
it
did
up.
a real bad job.
Yeah.
So.
It's probably better than when I get myself, which.
And you can like always buzz it off, right?
Yeah, I do.
You got. Yeah, you are. Or wear a hat.
Yeah, maybe I'll wear a hat. I'm gonna have to start wearing hats soon anyway.
Why?
Well, you know. I don't know.
Alright.
It just seems like the way it's gonna go, you know.
Well, we got some volume out there. Just in time
Yeah.
for the winter.
It's gonna look crazy when the hair is like just on the sides.
Like, we need. There's.
How's it looking?
We need to keep going.
Okay.
Keep it going. Keep it
going?
Oh, I almost cut you. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Don't do that, please.
It's looking good.
Is it? I can't.
No.
Yeah, I stabbed myself in the head just now.
It's okay.
I feel like I'm cutting the blind.
I lost my lips.
Alright, that's pretty good, right?
No.
No?
I mean, you can.
I like this.
You can be the judge.
I like this erotic. Well, never mind. It was erotic for a second.
All right.
Alright, so wait.
You got like about half off.
Yeah, it's gonna be all on the sides like a mad scientist.
Yeah. All right. Let's review. You want to do
All
a
right.
review?
Yeah, let's do the reveal.
Okay. Yeah.
How's it look?
Looks good.
It's actually not that bad.
Jeremy, I see you, Jeremy.
It's a.
All right. Well, let's move on. Wait. Let's take a little art break, okay?
Oh yeah, yeah. let's do that.
Because I thought maybe we could provide a service here for our fans. If anyone fucked up for Christmas and didn't give any the right gifts, we got a chance for a do-over. You know, like we'll paint, we'll draw a portrait on request. Let's do a practice one here. I have
Okay.
an idea.
Here, you want to put this down a little bit? This is kind of.
No,
Are you gonna
I got
hold it up?
I got it.
You got this.
So why don't you be my artist for the first example,
Okay.
and we'll show them how it's done. Because I don't know how many calls we're gonna get. We're, no one knows who we are. So have a sit down.
Oh, okay.
I need you to draw.
I got hair in my eye.
I forgot to cover you.
It's okay. It's like in there.
I forgot to cover you with all those towels that I brought. Okay, can we see this?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna give you some details about someone I know, and you're gonna draw them like sketch artist style, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we've got. What do you want? Color pencils?
Let me start with the Sharpie.
All right.
Just straight
So
black lines.
I thought we could draw someone we know, but Michael doesn't know Josh Levi. Let's
Okay.
do a Josh Levi portrait.
Okay.
So he's
Alright.
I don't know how we'll do this, but he's got like
I'm gonna draw a head.
draw the head. He's got
Okay.
like
Oh, wait.
really, really long beautiful, dark hair. Long, straight, longer.
Well, it can't be long, right? That's as long as it can be.
You can't see. Can you see? We'll reveal in a little while, but all right. Okay. Can you put some glasses?
Yep.
Some kind of like you have, but oh, it's like Star Trek.
Yeah, these are really bad.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right.
So we got long hair and glasses.
Okay, I need some dark brown eyes.
Okay.
We don't need any more colors at this point. Okay, perfect nose and like
perfect
a big
nose?
Yes, and a big smile. A big smile with teeth. Big toothy smile. Oh, it's Josh! Okay, now give him the rest. Give him like a cool band shirt or something. Like a Lazy Mag. Yeah, okay, let's show the audience what our work. Motley. Levi, spit an image.
Pretty good.
No one wants this from us.
Maybe he will. You want to do one?
I have not known. Should you tell someone
Yeah.
I don't know?
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Can I say?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
So Larva's never met our weed dealer, so she's going to draw him. I'm going to describe him, and she's going to draw him.
Wait.
Okay. Here, you want to sit here?
Okay. Pressure is on.
Okay, so first of all, he always wears a hat. It's usually
like a baseball cap?
Yep, it's usually a tool hat.
A tool hat?
Yep. And then he has glasses as well. His are like kind of like thick framed.
I do not know how to draw a hat.